Julien Alfred ran 21.91 in her first outdoor 200 meters in Florida. Should Jamaicans be afraid? Plus, NOAH.LYLES wins in Florida. And Oneika Mcanuff versus Rickiann Russell. It's pure adrenaline rush. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button. And finally, leave your thoughts after this sports analysis where we take a look at and we break down the races. So, when you're ready, yep. Good to go. Well, 200-meter sprint sensation NOAH.LYLES won in Florida in the time of 20.16 in the men's 200 meters. This, of course, happened yesterday, Friday the 14th, at the Tom Jones Memorial Invitational happening in Gainesville, Florida. This, of course, was on day one. Running into a minus 1.2 meters per second headwind, Lyles ran 20.16 to win ahead of Eric Harrison, who ran 20.75 to take second in the same wind, of course. And Jonah Efaloko ran 20.87 to take that third spot. At the ISA Boys and Girls Champs 2023, one of the most exciting clash, in our humble opinion, was the clash between Rickiann Russell of Homewood Tech and the captain of the Hydel High School track and field team. Also, I believe their head girl, the remarkable Oneika Mcanuff, in the finals of the women's Class 1 women's 400 meters. It was pure adrenaline rush, and we just want to relive this incredible moment of two of Jamaica's remarkable young rising 400-meter talents. In the end, of course, it was Rickiann Russell of Homewood Tech who won in the time of 51.26 ahead of Oneika Mcanuff of Hydel High, who ran 52.11. Casey-Ann Powell of Edwin Allen came third in 52.76. I really thought this was a great race. Plus, you all keep asking for 400 meters.
Now, Hydel has run 52.27. Her personal best, 51.94. I think she breaks that this evening.
Yeah, coming up in lane 3, the fastest Jamaican junior this year, the central champion, has looked untouchable over 400 meters. Rickiann Russell of Homewood Technical.
The race, who is in lane 4?
By the way, the athletes on the outside, Alia Baker, Jamara Patterson, Tony Beckford, and Casey-Ann Powell.
2 from Edwin Allen in this race.
2 from Hydel, 2 from Homewood Tech.
Set.
Off in the Class 1 girls 400-meter final, and who will make the early running? Let's turn our attention to the middle of the track and look to Oneika Mcanuff, the captain of Hydel. On her outside, Casey-Ann Powell of Edwin Allen, but Rickiann Russell is going to give chase, and Oneika Mcanuff knows that the speed is behind her, trying to put a gap between herself and Rickiann Russell. Now Rickiann Russell begins to respond. It's Oneika Mcanuff and Rickiann Russell. Casey-Ann Powell of Edwin Allen being left behind now as they come off the curve. It's Rickiann Russell who marches to the front. Oneika Mcanuff now trying to hold on to that second position. Rickiann Russell responding like a champion and now stretching the gap at the front. Rickiann Russell of Homewood Technical. Watch the clock. Rickiann Russell comes through at 51.24, the flash time.
Rickiann Russell, of course, went on to dominate at the recently held Carifta Games, 50th Carifta Games that happened in Nassau, Bahamas. Now, we've been featuring Julien Alfred, formerly of St. Catherine High, who now attends, who now reps for the Texas Longhorns for quite some time, over a year on this channel. This young lady is a tremendous find and a tremendous talent. Now, we saw from last year, myself and the team, that this young lady is she just sparkles, no joke. And since the beginning of the 2023 season, she opened her season with what was then the fastest time until she, over the 60 meters I'm talking about. And we jokingly reference her as the GOAT of the collegiate 60 meters. She has broken her own record this season alone, I believe, 4 times, becoming the first collegiate season athlete in history to dip below that 7 seconds over the 60 meters. Well, I remember when she ran that flat 7 seconds, it was insane. Then she lowered it to, I believe, 6.97. And I think she went, the record that she has established, of course, is an insane time of 6.94. I mean, I don't think you understand. This is, now we have been arguing that this young lady is going to be a real threat to all comers outdoors, because of the sheer ferocity and her sheer raw speed. Remember, she was already a top 10 sprinter last year. And I know many people would like to dismiss her, but you simply can't. If you're running 6.94, improving at this increasing rate, you are a real threat. Now, yesterday, Friday the 14th of April, at the Tom Jones Memorial Invitational, in the collegiate 200 meter dash, I believe this may be her first 200 meters, or certainly one of her first 200 meters outdoors. She ran an insane 21.91. So we need to talk about whether or not Jamaicans need to start being concerned or be afraid of this remarkable young lady called Julien Alfred. With a plus 1.8 meters per second wind behind her, Julien Alfred ran 21.91. With Lanae Thomas of Texas also running 22.30 to take that second spot with a plus 3.6 meters per second wind. Mackenzie Long of Old Mississippi ran 22.31 to take the third spot, also with a plus 1.8 meters per second wind. Now, these were timed finals, so it means that they had 2 finals and they chose the fastest times to decide who was 1, 2, and 3 in terms of ranking. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. For Julien Alfred to be a top-tier threat, she needs to get past these young ladies. Elaine Thompson-Hera of Jamaica, Sharika Jackson of Jamaica, Abby Steiner of the United States, Gabby Thomas of the United States, Munjinga Kambunji of Switzerland, Dina Asher Smith of the United Kingdom, Aliyah Hobbs, also of the United States, Marie Jose Talou, and without doubt, of course, the GOAT herself, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. This, of course, is assuming that all these ladies remain injury-free, and there are others, Melissa Jeffrey, there are other people, Tina, there's a whole lot of other talent. But here's the thing, and I'm going to talk about these videos because you've seen most of these videos before. The thing about this incredible talent is her consistency and the rate at which she has constantly improved since last year. And I'm now referencing back to Julien Alfred. She has consistently improved her 60-meter times, her 200-meter indoor times. Remember, she was the NCAA 60-meter and 200-meter indoor champion. And opening her season in a real way, well, one of her but this might be the first 200 meter. You all are very, very knowledgeable, but as far as I know, this is her first 200 meter run. 21.91 with a plus 1.8 wind behind her. That's a serious statement. And I had said in previous videos that there are athletes who run a 60 meter really fast, but it doesn't translate into 100 meters. Saboda being one of those persons. But Alfred has never been that person. She was always very, very competitive, has been an NCAA 60-meter champion on several occasions. She was always one to watch, and last year performed very, very well throughout the outdoor season. Of course, one of the drawbacks that she has always had, and I've always said this about many collegiate athletes, is the tremendous amount of races that they have to run. But I have noticed that with several of the colleges, the coaching staff tend to be working with athletes so that they can make it to the world stage, world championship stage, or the Olympic stage for the obvious reason. NCAA title is a great thing, but having one of your athletes from your coaching program, from your university, on the podium at world championships or Olympics trumps all these other accomplishments. So I don't think she's going to run as many races as she did last year. And still, after running all those races last year, she performed extremely well. Extremely well. Extremely well. So, do I think Jamaicans need to be afraid? No, but I think we need to be a little concerned. And I mean that in the nicest way. Of course, I've always believed that the greater the pool of talent, the faster the times, the more exciting the runs. I believe that when you throw a Julien Alfred into the mix, a 6.94 runner who just laid down a 21.91 legal, it might be a world lead, I need to go check that. That's a serious athlete that you, and I've been saying this for like a year, screaming into the wind. People take this young lady seriously. We need to be very concerned, not afraid, but concerned, and I mean that in a good way, meaning she is going to be in that top 5 tier mix. I really believe this. This, of course, is if she's injury free, and more importantly, if her coaching staff does not overburden her with tons of races, and I don't think they're going to do that because it's illogical. It doesn't make sense. Now, I think this may be her final year in college, not sure, but I doubt very much that she's not going to go pro next season. I mean, people, 6.94 is an insane time for a collegiate athlete. 21.91 for your first real serious 200 meters for the year outdoors. Yes, take that seriously. Now, there is a drawback. I know this is going a little long, but just bear with me. Here's a drawback. Could it be that she's peaking already? Because I've always said to you that the purpose of a pro athlete is to peak around world championships or the Olympic Games. That's your primary purpose. That's the big fish. That's what you want to catch. That's the big catch. So is she peaking too early? If she's peaking too early, this is going to be a challenge for her. But outside of that, I see no other challenges for her. Should we be afraid? No. Should we take her seriously? Yes. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Apologies for this going on a little long, but I had to get this out of my system. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, leave your comments. Do you think we should be afraid of this young lady? Remember your royals, kings and queens. Bless up!